All right, gentlemen. Week 3, week 1 video didn't work. Week 2, didn't even bother trying. Sorry about that. We'll see if we can get in a routine of starting to do some picks. Week 3 here, it's our last week of interdivision play. After this, we'll play upper and high, or middle high and highest will play, and then the low and middle low will play each other starting next week. We're actually in the middle of Thursday Night Football right now. It's just after halftime. We'll see if the Giants can complete an insane comeback to win this game. I highly doubt it. But so stats are actually live and changing right now as I do these picks. So let's go and get started. Allen versus myself. I have a hard time picking me against me. Also, last week I put up a pretty tasty score. If you didn't see that, go back and look just for your enjoyment to see just how good my team did last week. But Allen was still favored by at least 15 points before this game started. Currently only has 13 points between his tight end and defense, which isn't bad, honestly, but still projected to beat me by 10. If I can survive this game without a 49ers defensive touchdown or Kittle getting in the end zone, I again do like my chances, despite the fact that I lost Saquon Barkley this week. Hopefully, I get him back soon. It'll take Justin Herbert actually looking like what I expected Justin Herbert to look like for me to have a chance. But I do think I can pull off the upset here. Let's see if I can get up to 3-0. Next, we have Delwin versus Jeffrey. Delwin's 2-0 versus Jeffrey, the old 0-2. You hate to see it. Projected to be pretty close. Neither team has anybody playing right now. Jeffrey has Richardson at QB and nobody on backup. Wow, Jeffrey, you have so many injuries and question marks on your players. That is a tough start to the season right there. Cooper Kupp on IR. Hopefully you get him back sooner than later. Christian Watson at Montgomery's definitely out. Justice Hill questionable. Jeffrey might not be able to fill the lineup this week, or we'll have to make some real tough decisions as far as who he is going to bench in order to make a starting lineup. Delwin, on the other hand, has a pretty healthy bench. Did lose Gainwell last week, but already had DeAndre Swift anyway. It's actually probably to his benefit that one of them is hurt, so that way they get all the points instead of cannibalizing each other. Definitely going to take Delwin to win this one. Ryan versus Derek. Both teams have one player in play currently. Ryan's QB, RIP to Aaron Rodgers there. He's having to start Brock Purdy. Versus Derek, who didn't make a change and started Brandon Ayuk, who actually was ruled out before this game started. Bold strategy by the auto draft king there. Granted, he didn't have a whole lot of great options to put in, but he had Jaden Reed on the bench there. Even so, with the player guaranteed to get 0, Derek is only projected to lose by 1. Ryan, don't let that happen. With that said, the rest of Derek's team, Derek actually has a pretty good team. George Pickens, especially Deontay Johnson out. If Deshaun Watson can actually look like the fantasy quarterback half the people expected him to be, he's got a pretty good team. Ryan did a lot of great value picks. A lot of them haven't worked out yet for him, such as Jaylen Warren. Josh Jacobs actually had negative rushing yards last week. That has to be a record after someone that was the rushing champion the year before. Kincaid at tight end, risky with the rookie, but figure he's got some hype with the Bills. And I do love Jahan Dotson, but so far we have been spreading the ball around a lot in Washington and not hitting anyone in particular. This will be a tight match. I mean, Ryan has the advantage with Derek guaranteed a goose egg, but I'm going to take Derek to win. Next, we got Barrett versus William. Barrett has Deebo Samuel in the game, who is off to a pretty good start with 83 reception yards already. Nice long 40-yard one just right now to add to that. But even so, with a decent start from him so far, Barrett projected to only win by 2. William no one in the game so far. Barrett is, for lack of a better word, hurting at the running back position, but should get Kamara back starting next week, which will be a big boon to his team. William took a big hit from Aaron Rodgers' injury because Garrett Wilson immediately went from a possible maybe number 1 overall fantasy receiver to good luck with Zach Wilson. That is going to be a good matchup here. Ooh, I do like Musgrave at tight end for William, but facing Kelsey, that's a non-starter as to which one will do better there. Robert Woods versus Drake London. Ouch. I'm going to take William with the win here. Even with Deebo Samuel having a great start for Barrett, I will take William on to win, which will probably make Barrett celebrate, as I feel like he loses every time I pick his team to win. So you're welcome, bro. Dylan versus Michael. Neither team got anyone playing, and also again a tight spread difference here of only just over a point in the favor of Michael. If Michael gets Aaron Jones back, that's going to be a big boost for him. His running back core with him and Joshua Kelly getting to go. Dylan needs Pollard to actually start scoring fantasy points. He's had a decent season, but he has not lived up to the hype quite yet as far as the potential that he has, especially with the amount of usage he's gotten. And also Jamar Gibbs, you figure as a rookie running back, surely eventually throughout the season they'll start to give him more. And with David Montgomery out, what better time than now to start letting him get more carries? Also, Dylan has Alexander Madison, though. Does he start to lose value with the newly acquired Cam Akers there? Definitely not this week yet, as Cam Akers surely won't play that much if he's even active this week with having just arrived. But Michael does have the forever doomed fantasy tight end of Kyle Pitts, who just has all the talent in the world, as any of the Florida fellows will tell you from watching him play for the Gators. But something about that team just does not want to use it. I'm going to take Dylan with the slight upset here to get the win. I do think Trevor Lawrence will have a big day against Houston and will lead the way for him to get the victory here. OP versus Austin. Austin is projected to get smoked by 20 here. Whoa, what we got? Austin's got Austin Eckler, who's not technically ruled out yet, but likely isn't playing. But is that the only reason? Wow. Everyone else is healthy, projected to play. Wow, ESPN does not like Austin's team very much. But I mean, Devontae Smith, James Cook, Mahomes, McLaurin, who hadn't lived up to the bill yet, but I mean, is a good player. I am shocked by that super low projection. If Eckler was to go out, Austin also doesn't have a way to replace him, is probably part of that problem. He doesn't have a single other running back to put in there. So, ouch. OP with Bijan and Brian Robinson, the Robinson duo running backs. Benched Daniel Jones. That's looking like a great choice so far with only 5 fantasy points for him. OP's got a good little squad team. I'm not going to lie. Jalen Waddle, Keenan Allen, TJ Hawkinson. I like this team. I'll take OP to win this one. Luke versus Rusty. Luke's got Matt Breida in play, who is taking over for my Saquon Barkley and hasn't done much, but he did get in the end zone, which has salvaged his day to make it respectable. They are actually projected to only be 0.3 points apart. So a nice tight little finish here. Luke is desperate for Joe Burrow to get going. He can't do much worse than the first 2 weeks, so surely he does better. Not that that's saying much. But Metcalf, Adams, again, another person who is absolutely hurting at running back until Jonathan Taylor gets here. Oh, and Cam Akers. Wow, his entire bench is running back. Luke is desperate for anything to work out here. Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Rashad Penny, Kareem Hunt, really grasping at straws here, just hoping one of them pans out. Rusty, on the other hand, let's see, Derrick Henry, A.J. Dillon. As long as Aaron Jones is out, A.J. Dillon will hopefully be a little better. Didn't impress much, but Dad, the sweepstakes of Jerome Ford with Nick Chubb ruled out for this season. What a big boost for Rusty. I'll take Rusty to win this game if he pays attention while he's in Maine currently to actually make the changes. Matt versus Mac. Matt's got 3 players going in this game. McCaffrey, great night. Darren Waller, not good at all. And Jake Moody, the kicker, done okay. Projected wise, supposed to be pretty close. McCaffrey has been doing great. We'll probably still do more since the Giants are actually making this a decently competitive game. Mac, both teams are 1-1. Matthew's looking for a little redemption here as he has not had the best of luck in our fantasy team throughout the years. Can Kirk Cousins, who should be in a shootout versus the Chargers, continue to put up fantasy points? For Mac, Tua is looking like an MVP type candidate, but can his running backs carry the day? Javonte Williams, I don't know what's going on with Denver. They continue to look like a team that should be good and somehow lose. But Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, great picks. You got Najee Harris again, Mac. Poor fella. Yeah, no, that's not going to work out too well. But overall, purely from Matt already having 3 players on, and he still should get some points, but I will take Mac to win this game. Well, there you have it, gentlemen. Back to making some picks. Hopefully I'll be able to do this again next week. Life's a little busy right now with doctorate school and getting settled in the semester, but hopefully I'll be able to get doing this week to week. Maybe not always in video form. We'll see, but hope you have a great night. Let me know your thoughts.